Hello, I'm Sasha. Today I'm going to be testing out a bunch of products from Thrive Causemetics. Since the products I bought to test today are things like the eyeshadow and blush, I went ahead and applied my base. I'll link all of that below so you'll be able to see it. So I'm going to start with the eyeshadow. This is the Focus eyeshadow palette in number 2, which has a lot of cool tones. It leans more towards slate gray and blue with some mid-taupe kind of shimmer and that kind of light white icy blue. So there isn't really an obvious transition shade in this unless you want to use this kind of shimmery shade called Elizabeth. So what I'm going to do first is actually start with a deep shade. I'm going to use Kate to help define the crease. So I'm just kind of trying to concentrate this near the crease and go upwards. I feel like it's kind of giving a nice wash of color to define it. Use this to blend it out just a little bit. Next I want to use a mid-tone kind of over the center of my eyelid. So I'm going to use this taupey shade called Elizabeth. I'm going to spray my brush with some rosewater setting spray. This is the Korres H2 Rose setting spray. Then I'll dip that wet brush in the powder and pack it on the eyelid. I'm going to take it almost to the inner corner here, but not quite all the way. This is a really pretty kind of cool tone neutral. It's sort of like a taupe with a bit of an icy gold shimmer. Next I want something a little bit deeper for the crease. I'm going to wet my brush and use this sort of navy blue slate shimmer called Diana. So again, I'm going to spray this brush with setting spray, dip that in the powder, and then I'll just kind of pack that in on the corner there a little bit. I want to try something a little more bold, so I'm going to kind of make this in a V shape on the outer corner of my eye. I like using a flat, dense brush, especially when you're using a shimmer, because it gets so much more color. I feel like you get results a lot faster. Now I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. So again, I put the wet brush into the powder. I'm just sort of trying to take it in a bit of a cat eye shape. It's a little bit easier if you put the brush upside down. My eyes are a bit hooded, so when I do this, I like to kind of stop and let everything settle and look in the mirror. If I keep it like this with my eyelids up, I tend to get it wrong because the shape just doesn't look the same as it is when I'm just normal and relaxed. I'm pretty happy with how that came out, but I want to just soften up these edges a little bit. I don't want to erase that shape, but I just kind of want to soften it so it's a little less harsh. I like the way that's coming out, so I'm going to mimic this on the bottom. First I'm going to start with a wet brush in Elizabeth, which is this taupe shade. Next I'm just going to use the brush dry. I'm going to use a little of Kate here, which is this kind of slate blue. And I'm going to run that along the outer edge and try to sort of blend it with the lighter shade in the middle and this corner here. Same thing on the other side. Just adding a tiny bit more with Kate here to give it a little more intensity right near the crease. I like the way this came out, so I'm going to do an inner corner highlight. Normally, if you just have this palette, I'd recommend something like Victoria here, which is this beautiful white shade. However, I did want to show you one of my other products. This is actually one of the first things I bought from them. It's called the Thrive Brilliant Eye Brightener in the shade Stella. It's this really beautiful kind of light champagne shade. I'll just kind of draw it near the center of my eye here, and it just gives you that really beautiful inner corner highlight. I love how the cream formula really seems to stick and you don't have to worry too much about primers or other products. I really like how it has sort of this slight shimmer because it really highlights this area in a pretty way. I like to use my finger to sort of blend everything together just to make sure the cream formula blends smoothly into the eyeshadow powders as well. Next I'm going to do some eyeliner. This is the Thrive Causemetics Infinity Waterproof Eyeliner in Lauren, which is a black shade. This one's interesting because on the end they have this sort of rubber smudger. So if you have your eyeliner, you can really smudge it out nicely with this sort of rubber tool and it can create a really great smoky look. Today I'm not going to smoke it out, I'm just going to use it in the waterline. Because this is a waterproof eyeliner, it's going to last a lot better in your waterline. I don't want to take it all the way to where my inner corner highlight is, so I'm kind of avoiding the tear duct area. This part is always hard. I feel like you look really creepy when you do it too, right? Now that I've got that in the waterline, it feels pretty good. I usually kind of like blink a couple times just to let it settle in place a bit. I really like doing the eyeliner mainly in the inner rims on this because I feel like it helps the eyeshadow stand out a lot better. Next I have the Thrive Causemetics mascara. This is the Liquid Lash Extensions mascara in Brynn, which is black. This is what the wand looks like. It's kind of a normal silicone style wand. But basically when you put this on, it kind of deposits the product and it coats your eyelashes, so it makes you look like you have eyelash extensions on. But what's really great about this is it washes off very easily at the end of the day. So you can kind of have that false lashes look without like the heaviness or that line that you get from strip lashes. I think it works best if you're a little patient with it though. So just kind of work in layers and build it up until you get it the length that you want. I also love that it's vegan because a lot of mascaras have beeswax in them. Just taking a tiny bit on the bottom lashes here. Now I'm going to move on to the face. Today I have the Thrive Causemetics Triple Threat Color Stick in Maggie. This is a really pretty rose shade. I thought it would work really well with the cool tones in this eyeshadow look. So I'm just going to dot a little bit on. I'm wearing a liquid foundation and I haven't set it yet with powder, so I think it'll blend well into it. This definitely comes out bright, but it blends out to a much softer shade. I don't know about you, but I tend to have to go back in with blush. It's like when I apply it, just by rubbing my cheeks, they get more red, and so I don't realize how little I have on until I like step away for 5 minutes and take a look again. For a highlighter today, I wanted to dip into this warm neutral palette. I'm going to use this shade here called Winnie. So I'm just going to take that on this dry highlighter brush and sort of run it along in a C shape here. It's a bit more of a golden highlight, so it's not quite as cool as some of the other things I'm using today. I think that looks pretty nice. It's just sort of a hint of shimmer and a little bit of a golden warmth. Next I have the Sunchaser Bronzer in the shade Rhea. This is a really beautiful kind of light tan color. I'm just going to take it on this brush, sort of buff it in. Definitely has a bit of warmth to it. I wouldn't call this a cool tone bronzer. And buff it down the neck and a little bit along the forehead. For lip color today, I'm going to start with a lip liner. This is the Lip Filler Long Wearing and Plumping Lip Liner in Ghizlan, which is a plum mauve. I'd heard really good things about this, so I was excited to try it. It seemed like such a beautiful kind of deep tone. I really like that look where you have the deeper lip color and then something brighter either in the center of your lips as a highlight or just on top. I feel like it just adds a bit of dimensionality. It's kind of unexpected. I really love this color. It's sort of a gorgeous cool tone and I think it works really well with this eyeshadow. This lip liner is supposed to be plumping and I can kind of feel it working a little bit. It's not like that intense sort of cinnamon feel that kind of burns. It's just a little bit of an effect. To finish this off, I have the Lip Mate High Shine Reviving Topper in Glinda. This is a rose gold shimmer that's just kind of a lip gloss. It's got kind of a teardrop shape, slightly angled doe foot applicator. Just gonna put a little bit in the middle here and gently work it outwards. I like the color quite a bit. It seems like the color comes more from the glitter. It's not as much the gloss itself. It feels really nice. It's a really pretty, almost glass-like gloss. And I can see the glitter, but it's not like glittery all over. It just kind of catches the light in a really interesting way. So that's the completed look. I really like the way it came together. I wasn't expecting to be able to do something this glam, but I think it turned out really well. I love the way all the cool tones make it feel very winter appropriate, and this is definitely something that I might wear if I was going out to the movie or to a nice restaurant with my husband. So just to review the products we tested out, I did enjoy this eyeshadow palette. I felt like it was very highly pigmented and I really liked using these shimmers, especially when foiled. I don't know if this will be a palette I'm reaching for every day, but I do like that it has these deeper kind of gray blue shades. I feel like it makes a really nice glam look. However, if you are interested in something that's a little more neutral, more everyday, this does come in a couple other colors, so I recommend checking it out. I did really enjoy using this Brilliant Eye Brightener. As an inner corner highlight, I think it's fantastic. You can also use it just below the lash line to sort of brighten up your eye area. At $24, I feel like it's a little bit expensive for what it is, but I definitely do like products like this because I feel like you can use them in a lot of different ways. At $22, I don't know if this is the best value for an eyeliner. It does seem to perform well, but unless you absolutely need something that's waterproof and you're having trouble with budget options, I might pass on this one. At $24, I do feel like this Liquid Lash Extensions Mascara justified the price. It does do something that's actually pretty unique because it coats your lashes and has more of that tubing effect. I think it's especially good as kind of a glam night out mascara, especially when you want that false lashes or lash extension kind of look. I did like this Triple Threat color stick in Maggie. It was a really pretty pink color and a nice kind of cream blush formula. But overall, I do feel like it's a little bit expensive unless you are specifically prioritizing kind of 2-in-1 products for your bag. This Sunchaser Bronzer in Rhea seems like a really nice formula. It blended quite well and looked pretty good on me. I think it pulled a little bit warm compared to the rest of the look I have on today, so I'd like to try it with a little bit of a warmer eye look and see how it looks there as well. At $32 for a talc-based bronzer, I'm not sure that this is the best value, but I do think that this one performed well, and I really love the gorgeous teal packaging and compact. I absolutely love the color of this lip plumper and lip liner. I think it looked absolutely gorgeous. It's one of those perfect sort of mauve plum shades. I didn't see a huge difference in terms of the actual plumping, but I think the color itself went on really evenly and really beautiful. At $20, I feel like this is a bit expensive for what it is, but it is really beautiful, and so if I had trouble finding this color, I would definitely reach for this again. This lip gloss I think came out really pretty. It has a nice kind of glassy look, and it's not too glittery. I didn't actually pick this out myself. It came free with my order, kind of as one of those bonus items. I'm not a huge gloss person, so I don't know if this is something that I would buy myself, but it was really fun to try it out over the lip liner because I feel like together they make a really nice pair. Before I go, I just wanted to say that I was really excited that Thrive Causemetics is both cruelty-free and vegan. I love how the company was started not just to sell makeup, but to help improve people's lives. I'd love to hear if you've tried any Thrive Causemetics products or if there's any other brands you recommend. If you enjoyed this video, I really appreciate it if you gave it a like or considered subscribing. I post new beauty videos at 10 a.m. Central every Tuesday and Thursday, and I'd love to see you there. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day.